Coach, thanks. Located appropriately for his career win total at 347 Don Shula Drive. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Miami Dolphins. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Back, 180, 180. No. He's good.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback land on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, Rivers again. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is taken in at the 5. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 62 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Target. Check it out. 36.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Come on, D.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. but the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Here we go, here we go. Kill, 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 kill. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
How about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips, and this one winds up getting intercepted.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get up.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Check 43. Joker, Joker. Joker, Joker.
Looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
And he better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. They work again from the 38 on second and 10.
Watch the eye. He's coming. Double up. Go to right.
Now a give coming right is Breida. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13.
Here we go. Here we go. 15 on it. 15 on it. Check pass. Check pass. Rip it. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Slam, slam, slam.
Back to throw. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on third and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Loaded. Check 31. Check 31.
Now a handoff here to his running back. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
Check, 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 check. Hey, hey, hey.
Rivers. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Third and long for Rivers. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big 30-yard play on third.
Hey, Rocket. Check 4, check 4. Check 26, check 26.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Well, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Load it. Check. Wait.
On third down, Rivers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Let's go.
Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Second and 5. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
That's good for the Dolphins. First down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. On second down, a run with Breida. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Dolphins on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Tighten up.
They'll look to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Kill. Turn up. Check 13.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. 2nd and 15. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 21.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Kill. Check 9.
This is Breida on the draw. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On the delay, here's Breida. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Back.
On first down, here's Breida. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive slip. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They're going to look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
2nd and 9 now. And this is Parker, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. They'll set up to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Tre'Davious White with a pick. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. To throw is Rivers. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Under 10, under 10, 10.
2nd down and inches. And this is incomplete.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Hey, Delta!
Brings up 4th and goal at the 3-yard line.
Get that quarterback! And all pilot, 64, weak. Hey, alert 3.
They're trying to run for it. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. They run forward, Breida, and he will have the 1st down here as he's up to the 15. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the 1st down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. This is Breida. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
He's got a man. It's Williams. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Back to throw now on 1st down. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Buying time to his left. Incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
He'll look to throw. And it's caught by Parker. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
They'll drop the throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. And he finds Parker here, complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. The Dolphins on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Matt Breida, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is taken at his 4th. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check the backer, check the backer. White! 61, matchbox, white.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Now they try the right side here. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there.